Right now, somewhere in your house, a healthy plant is convincing you it's dying. Water dripping it never got. A leaf drooping the second the sun sets. New growth coming in, almost see-through. Every year, healthy plants get thrown out, panic repotted, or dosed with fixes they never needed, because normal plant biology can look exactly like distress. Here are 6 things your plant does that look like an emergency and are actually just it doing its job. Most plant care content is built around symptoms. Yellow means this, brown means that. But a lot of what a plant does isn't a symptom at all, it's just biology on a timescale nobody's watching. People see something unfamiliar, panic, and intervene, and the intervention is usually what causes the real damage. Each point here follows the same structure: what it looks like, what's actually happening, and the one detail that tells you if it's normal or not. First up, the water droplets that show up overnight that almost everyone assumes is either sap, disease, or bugs. You water in the evening, and by morning there are small droplets sitting right at the tips or edges of the leaves. It looks alarming, like the plant is sweating or leaking something. This is called guttation, and it's a pressure release valve. Plant roots push water upward through the stem using root pressure, and at night, when the pores on the leaf surface close and the plant stops losing water through normal evaporation, that pressure has to go somewhere. It exits through tiny structures at the leaf tip called hydothodes, as small droplets of water carrying dissolved minerals. It happens most in plants with moist soil, high humidity, and cool overnight temperatures, which is exactly your average houseplant setup after an evening watering. Guttation sits right at the leaf tip or edge, appears overnight, and dries into a faint, dust-like white residue. Pest honeydew is sticky, spreads across the leaf surface rather than the tip, and shows up with actual visible insects nearby. Tip and timing, that's the whole test. Guttation happens because of pressure inside the plant. This next one happens because of pressure inside the leaf's own cells, and it makes an entire leaf look like it's collapsing. Some plants lower or fold their leaves every evening like clockwork and raise them again by morning, and people mistake this for wilting from thirst almost every time. It's called Nyctinasty, and it's a genuine circadian rhythm, not a symptom. At the base of certain leaves sits a small hinge-like structure called a pulvinus, made of cells that can rapidly shift water in and out of themselves. As light fades, those cells lose internal pressure on one side, and the leaf physically repositions, usually folding closer to the stem. Plants in the prayer plant family do this most dramatically, but a milder version of the same mechanism shows up across a lot of common houseplants. It costs the plant almost nothing, and it's fully reversible by sunrise. Check the plant again in the morning. If the leaf has fully reopened on its own, that was Nyctinasty, not distress. If it's still drooping in bright morning light and the soil is bone dry, that's an actual water problem. That one resolves itself by morning. This next one resolves itself over weeks, and it's the single most common false alarm in this entire list. One leaf near the base of the plant, usually the oldest one, slowly turns yellow and eventually drops, while everything above it stays green, and the plant keeps producing new growth. This gets treated as an emergency constantly, and it's usually the opposite. It's called senescence, and it's the plant deliberately breaking down chlorophyll in that older leaf and shipping the nitrogen and magnesium inside it back into the stem to be reused in new growth. It's an internal recycling program, not a failure. Plants have a limited supply of certain nutrients, and reclaiming them from a leaf that's reached the end of its useful lifespan is more efficient than pulling everything from the soil. One leaf, on its own, aging out while the rest of the plant is actively growing, is a plant managing its resources correctly. One older leaf yellowing at a time while new growth stays healthy is normal turnover. Multiple leaves yellowing at once, especially younger ones, or yellowing that spreads faster than the plant can grow new leaves to replace it, is when you actually check watering and light. Nutrient recycling is a slow process. This next one happens fast, right after the moment you try to help the plant the most. You repot a plant into fresh soil, and within a day it looks worse than before you touched it, leaves drooping across the board. The instinct is to assume root rot or transplant shock as a disease and reach for more water or fertilizer to compensate. What's actually happening is mechanical. Repotting breaks off a portion of the fine root hairs responsible for most water absorption, no matter how careful you are. The leaves above ground haven't lost any capacity to lose water through transpiration, but the roots below temporarily have a reduced capacity to replace it. That imbalance shows up as droop within hours, and it resolves as the plant regrows root hairs over the following 2 to 4 days. Adding more water or fertilizer during this window doesn't help the imbalance and can add chemical stress to roots that are already compromised. Post-repot droop shows up within hours and steadily improves within 2 to 4 days without any extra water. If it's still drooping after a week, or the stem feels soft at the base, that's when it's worth checking for actual root damage. That droop is about water pressure. This next one is about color, and it fools even experienced plant owners into treating a healthy leaf like a sick one. A new leaf unfurls almost white or pale yellow-green, nowhere near the deep green of the rest of the plant, and it reads immediately as a nutrient deficiency. Most of the time, it's just timing. Chlorophyll production ramps up in response to light exposure, and a leaf that's still tightly furled inside a growing tip has had almost none. The moment it opens and starts receiving direct light, chlorophyll synthesis kicks in and the color deepens, usually over 3 to 7 days. This pale phase is actually protective. Very young, unfurled leaf tissue is more fragile, and holding off on full chlorophyll development until the leaf is structurally ready to handle light reduces the risk of damage during that vulnerable window. Pale color confined only to the newest, still unfurling leaf that darkens within a week or two is completely normal. Pale or yellow color that shows up on established, already mature leaves, or a new leaf that stays pale for weeks, is when you're actually looking at a deficiency. Color change from new growth is one thing. This last one shows up on mature leaves too, and it's the one people most often mistake for disease. Leaf edges, undersides, or new growth develop a reddish or purplish tint, especially after a cold snap or a stretch of unusually bright light, and it gets treated as a sign of stress or disease. It is a stress response technically, but a protective one, not a symptom of damage. The plant is producing anthocyanins, pigments that act like internal sunscreen, absorbing excess light energy and shielding the chlorophyll underneath from photoinhibition, which is when light hits leaf tissue faster than the plant can use it. Cooler temperatures and bright light both trigger more anthocyanin production. It's the same family of pigment responsible for red and purple coloring in plenty of ornamental plants on purpose. The tint fades back to green once temperature and light levels stabilize. A uniform reddish or purplish tint along edges or new growth that fades as conditions stabilize is a light or temperature response, not disease. Distinct dark spots or lesions with defined edges, especially ones that spread or feel soft, are an actual fungal or bacterial problem. So to recap, overnight droplets at the leaf tip are pressure release, not disease. Nightly drooping that reopens by morning is a sleep cycle, not thirst. One yellow leaf at the bottom while the rest of the plant grows is recycling, not failure. Drooping right after repotting is temporary root disruption, not rot. Pale new leaves are a normal phase of chlorophyll development, not deficiency. And a reddish tint under bright light or cold is sun protection, not disease. 6 completely normal things, and every single one of them has sent a healthy plant to the trash at some point. If you want a second opinion the moment something looks off, the loop and moisture meter I used for these close-ups are linked in the pinned comment. Now I want to know which one of these 6 actually had you convinced your plant was dying. Tell me in the comments. I read every single one and it helps me know exactly what to cover next. If this saved a plant you were about to give up on, subscribe, because I've got a full video on the real warning signs, the ones that actually mean trouble, linked right here. You won't need to guess anymore.